Can fear actually kill you? The science is terrifying. In 1942, a Harvard scientist documented something that had been whispered about for centuries: people dying from pure fear. No weapon, no poison, no injury of any kind, just terror. And modern medicine has confirmed it happens more than we think. Today, we are answering one question: can fear actually kill you? The answer is going to make you uncomfortable. What happens to your body when you are scared? Most people think fear is just a feeling. It is not. Fear is a full-body physical event, and it is more violent than most people realize. The moment your brain detects a threat, it sends an emergency signal to your adrenal glands. Within milliseconds, those glands flood your bloodstream with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart rate doubles. Your pupils expand. Blood gets pulled away from your stomach and digestive system and pushed into your muscles. Your body is doing one thing and one thing only: preparing you to fight or to run. This is called the fight or flight response. It evolved over millions of years to keep you alive. A small amount of fear makes you faster, stronger, and sharper. But a sudden massive surge of it? That is where things get very dangerous. Because adrenaline in large enough doses is toxic to heart tissue. Let that sink in. Voodoo Death. Walter Cannon was the Harvard scientist from our intro. He gave this phenomenon a name. He called it Voodoo Death. He collected cases from around the world, cases of people who were cursed or told they would die, and then did exactly that. Indigenous communities in Australia, Africa, and South America all had documented cases. A medicine man points at someone. He declares them dead. Within days, sometimes within hours, that person dies. No identifiable physical cause, no disease, no injury. Cannon believed that the person's absolute belief in their own death triggered such an extreme fear response that the body turned on itself. The nervous system went into overdrive and never recovered. Modern researchers now have a clinical name for this. They call it psychogenic death. And it has been documented not just in tribal settings. It has been observed in hospitals, in war zones, and in ordinary everyday life. Takotsubo syndrome. In 1990, a team of Japanese cardiologists made a discovery that changed how we understand the heart. Patients were arriving at hospitals with all the symptoms of a massive heart attack: chest pain, shortness of breath, heart failure. But when doctors examined their arteries, they found nothing. No blockage, no clot, nothing. What they found instead was that the heart itself had physically changed shape. The lower chamber had ballooned outward, giving the heart a strange, rounded appearance. It looked like a traditional Japanese trap used to catch octopus. That trap is called a Takotsubo, and that is now the official name of the condition. So what caused it? In nearly every case, the answer was the same: sudden emotional shock, the death of a loved one, a serious car accident, in a few rare cases, even an unexpected surprise. The flood of stress hormones had essentially stunned the heart muscle and knocked it out of its normal shape. Most patients recover fully, but in roughly 2% of cases, it is fatal. And here is what makes this even more significant. Researchers now believe Takotsubo accounts for up to 2% of all suspected heart attacks in the United States every single year. That is not a rare curiosity. That is a real and measurable cause of death. Real cases. Let us look at some real documented cases where fear was identified as the direct cause of death. Case 1. In the year 2000, a 44-year-old woman died just hours after learning that her husband had been killed in a car accident. Her autopsy showed no pre-existing heart condition of any kind. The cause of death listed on her record was stress cardiomyopathy, another name for Takotsubo syndrome. Case 2. On January 17, 1994, a major earthquake struck the Northridge area of Los Angeles. Researchers studied death records for the days surrounding the event. On the day of the earthquake, sudden cardiac deaths increased by 500%. Not from falling buildings or physical injuries, from shock, from terror, from fear. Case 3. Multiple studies of civilian populations during wartime have shown dramatically elevated rates of heart attack among people who were never physically harmed. The stress and sustained fear of living under threat was enough to damage their hearts over time. Fear, when it is repeated and sustained, appears to wear the heart down the same way sandpaper wears down wood. Can it happen to you? Should you be worried? The honest answer is probably not, at least not from a single frightening moment. For most healthy people, the fear response is deeply uncomfortable, but survivable. Your body is built to handle it in short bursts. The real danger zone is when fear becomes one of two things. The first is sudden and extreme, a massive, unexpected shock that overwhelms the heart in an instant. The second is chronic and sustained, living in a constant state of stress and anxiety for months or years at a time. That second one is what most people underestimate. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated for long periods, and long-term elevated cortisol is linked to heart disease, a weakened immune system, memory loss, and a significantly higher risk of the kind of cardiac events we have been discussing today. A single jump scare will most likely not kill you, but a life lived in constant fear? That is a very different story. Fear is one of the most powerful forces the human body can produce. And now you know that under the right circumstances, it can be lethal. So tell me, can you think of a time when you have been really scared? Or perhaps you can tell me some of your worst nightmares. Comment below. If you want more videos on dark history, strange science, and facts that nobody taught you in school, hit like and subscribe. I post every week. And if you want to keep watching right now, the next video is right there waiting for you.